Coach, such a big win. Your assessment on the game?
Well, I didn't like falling behind, which has been a trait of ours. I was really disappointed that first goal being disallowed for such a foolish rule. I mean, that rule was meant to keep teams from cheating on changes. That was not cheating. I mean, he was, maybe 3 feet from being too far from the bench. Just a ridiculous call. It's a stupid rule. It has to be addressed, and our league needs to address it as well, because they're taking full advantage of it, delaying the game, change the whole momentum of the game. And it is a rule, and I get that, but I'm not a big fan of that kind of a situation, and it changed the whole game. We fell behind, and I give our kids a lot of credit. They stuck with it, and it's a huge win for us, especially how it happened, as much as the importance of the win. I think that how it happened was really good for us.
Like you said, started slow. It looked like another one of those home Friday nights. What was said in the locker room between the second and third period? Because they came out of that third just firing all cylinders.
I addressed them as I normally do. This is the time of the year where you got to pick your spots and when to try to motivate them, but it's personal responsibility. They have to recognize the situation they're in, and it was huge scoring that second goal, because that gave us some life going into the third. And then Matty Steves had a chance right before he scored. That's why I came right back with him, because he was our extra forward tonight and scored a huge goal to really give us a lot of confidence. And from there, the rest is history.
This year you've had some players step up because of injury. What can you say about the way Michael Leary has really stepped up and played?
Well, he's been kind of in a tough spot for the last 2.5 years, even the first half of this year. And I think that he started getting some confidence, which really, the strength of his game, is that he's got good instincts, and when he plays with intensity and that instincts show up, then that's when he started turning the corner. And I thought it happened before I put him together on that line, but he started being stronger over the puck and being intense, in the corners, at the net front on the power play, things like that. And that was I'm happy for him, because him and I butted heads a bit in the past, just because lacking that intensity, because he has the ability. It's just putting the intensity along with it has really turned the corner for him.
The building had such great life tonight. You guys feed off of that energy?
No, it makes a big difference. There's no question. When I was a little disappointed some of them took off when the score was 4-1, but it looked like the student section left early. But the band was still there, and the crowd was great. Anytime we have a great crowd, it certainly makes a big difference, especially when it has a huge impact on momentum. So when we scored that second goal and then the third goal, they give the building more life, and the momentum builds for us, and that's what you hope happens in your own building.
Coach, we've talked all season about the age of the team. You have a very young team, and you've come now at this point in the season. Now you guys get to come home next weekend and play a home game on Friday night, I believe, or Saturday night. How does that feel?
Well, I'm glad we got home ice, but there's part of me that wishes we were on the road. So maybe tonight wearing the blue jerseys helped us. I don't know. Maybe we thought we were on the road or whatever. But, the biggest thing is going to be, we're getting into spring break. So trying to make sure that we do have that same thing we were talking about earlier about having the energy in the building is going to be really important. But, this is what you work for all year long. It gives us our best opportunity. It gives us last change, which is important, but it gives us the best opportunity to move on. But you got to win 2 games. And in this league, I'll be surprised if there's many 2-game sweeps in the playoffs, just by the nature of this conference right now. Everybody's so close. It's too challenging.
When you guys went down 2 goals, what was your concern? Was there any concern about Morris and what his focus was possibly tonight?
Yeah, I was talking to the coaches behind the bench after the 4th goal, about putting Dylan in, but I wasn't going to do it in the middle of the period. I was thinking about it at that time. I didn't think that 4th goal was, a typical goal that he gives up. But our defenseman can't get beat out of the corner like that either. It's not like any of the goals were soft goals, but just by, how we look at Kale and, you know, how he plays all the time. I mean, just by his standards, you know, I thought there was a couple times that he could have probably stopped the puck.
Coach, come from behind win like this, what does it say about the resiliency and the mental toughness of the team, and how important is that moving forward?
Well, I think it's the first time in a while that it's happened. You know, I think that we've been resilient, but we haven't been able to get over the hump. You know, being down to Minnesota last week in the third period, I think we had some great chances and couldn't score. You know, tonight we came back, we scored a couple key goals and gave us a chance to win it in overtime.